What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. You know what? I've been thinking about you guys. I really appreciate all the subscribes, all the likes, all the support. Your guys' support is bar none. I went from literally 40 subscribers all the way to 200. It took me 6 months, but hey, we did it. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I can only thank you because none of it was my doing. It was all your love and support. Thank you so much. So today I'm excited because this is our 4th installment of our bodybuilding fundamentals playlist. I've really liked this playlist. I feel like we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from the community, and I really appreciate your guys' support and watching it and keeping up to date with it, because I really feel like it'll bless a lot of people, and that's the whole reason I made it. I want it to be good for veterans, and I want it to be good for greenhorns, people brand new to bodybuilding or weightlifting, and I want this to be something that you can pass on to people, like a little fireside chat. You know, if you wanted to get good at something, who better to ask than someone who's already done it? And this is a convenient way you can have like a little pocketbook in your pocket at all times. You just pull out your phone, pull up my playlist, and all of a sudden you and I are sitting on a porch somewhere talking, you and me, and you're getting the advice that I would bestow upon someone like my son who wanted to get into this. We would go over the basics just like I'm doing for you, and we would start moving that way. This is awesome. I'm so proud to put it together for you guys, and thank you so much for your support. So today's episode, without further ado, is going to be meal prep. Now, just a quick introduction. Meal prep is by far, bar none, the most important topic we can discover in bodybuilding fundamentals. This topic would literally, I could write a novel on it, and then it still wouldn't be enough, so I'd have to write another novel. I can make weeks of videos on this topic. I can literally pinpoint any failure in your training, in your physique, anything you're trying to achieve can always be traced back to meal prep. Meal prep, nutrition, kind of the hand in hand, the same thing. Both of them really matter, and both of them are pivotal, that word, pivotal, to your success as a weightlifter or someone trying to get bigger or stronger or someone trying to better yourself. So let's dive in. So now we know, more importantly, the most important topic, bodybuilding, meal prep, and nutrition. So it is so important. The first thing we've got to understand is that you cannot physically build a house, a brick house, without bricks. When you think of it the same way, your body is kind of the same thing. Your body is a structure, and the fuel you feed it is going to give it the ammo or the materials, the supplies, to rebuild back up. So when you do your exercises and you break down your muscles, all of a sudden you're going to need bricks to build your brick house, because if you don't put any bricks on your house, all of a sudden you're open for attack. Water can get in and destroy the wood, the frame of your house. You're susceptible to termites because you've got all this wood around, which is what I do for a living. Call me if you need any help. And your structure is compromised. So if you're doing all this working out and you're not replenishing the body with the nutrients, protein, to rebuild back the muscles, then essentially what's going to happen is you're going to work out, you're going to do everything you can to recover, and you're only going to get to a point of just maintenance recovery, which means you're only recovered enough to be recovered but not to build. So what that means is, like I said, you're only recovering to a point to where you're okay, but you're not overachieving. You're not gaining any progress by doing that. You're just getting enough recovery to survive. Your body views it like a survival mechanism. When you lift weights, your body doesn't know what's happening. It assumes there's a stress, and that if you don't lift it off of you, then it's going to kill you. So as you adapt to those stresses, you get bigger and stronger. Your body has no idea you're lifting weights, and it's controlled. So if you don't give your body anything extra, it can't produce anything extra. So you've got to have the protein. And how you get the protein? You meal prep. I'm going to give you a couple of strategies that I use that's really, it was the difference between me going from 160 all the way to 210. This is the way I did it. So really, really pay attention. There's multiple ways you can look at meal prep. So one of the ways is you can do like every other bodybuilder, which by the way, I don't do. And Sunday could be your cook day. So on Sunday, you get all of your food, you prepare it, you package it, you Tupperware it, and it's all good to go. You get everything ready, you have your week's worth of food, and that's how you do it. I personally do not like that. I don't like it at all. Let me tell you why. I'm one of those people, if the food does not taste phenomenal, if the food is not fresh, which if you're preparing it a couple of days previous, it is not fresh, my body won't let me swallow it. I can't get it down. I'll sit there, even if I'm starving, I'll take a bite of rice and it just doesn't taste right. So I'll sit there and chew on it for an hour. Seriously, I will. So it's very important for me that my meals are made fresh and my meals are made tasty. If not, then I cannot gain size, and I've figured that out over 15 years of doing this. That's for me. Now, if you're okay with doing that, the Sunday thing, by all means, if that works for you, do it. I'm not holding you back from that. I'm saying for me personally, I can't do that. Now, what I do is I allow myself every day to mass produce food early in the morning. I'm an early bird. I wake up at every day around 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on how good I'm sleeping or how hard my workout was. If I have a really hard workout, I normally sleep to 5:30 or 6. And once I get up, the first thing I do is I go in the kitchen and I make a huge pot of rice. Takes literally a minute. All I have to do, I grab my rice cooker, 2 to 3 scoops in there, fill it to the 3 line on the water if I'm putting in 3 cups, put it in there, turn it on, rice is made. All I have to do is step away and I'll have fresh rice. So that's my carb source. I buy a big 15, 20 pound bag of rice every single time. And I'll go through that quick too. So that's one of the ways I do it. The second way is I go about my protein. I either have eggs, so I'll think about my meals in advance. I'm either having chicken and rice and veggies for lunch, or I'm having a teriyaki bowl, which is eggs, onions, peppers, teriyaki sauce, mixed up in an omelet, and then the rice will have teriyaki sauce on it as well, and I'll mix it up and I call it a teriyaki bowl. So I have one of those two things. I can prepare about 3 to 4 meals doing that, eating the same thing. And generally my variance is I'll have a protein shake in the afternoon, and for breakfast I'll normally eat something. I'm bad about breakfast. I don't like protein when I first wake up. It messes with my stomach. So what I do is I wake up, I'll have either, something simple like a little fruit drink, or I'll have a bowl of cereal or a Pop-Tart, something real simple that sits on the stomach well. Maybe even a little diet twist up or Sprite or something, just something to get my system started. Normally I eat carbs for breakfast, and I'll have them with coconut milk. I don't do real milk. I don't like dairy. But anyway, I'll do that for breakfast. Then I got my 4 meals already Tupperware, ready to go. It takes no time at all to chop up the vegetables, put some olive oil on there, fry up the eggs, and then serve them. So, it can be, what I mean by all this, food prep can be as expensive and time consuming as you want it to be, and it can be as little expense and as little time as you want it to be. I'm on the boat that I need protein, carbs, and fats. If I enjoy a meal, I have no problem eating it all day, every day. It's just important, if you do that, you need to realize that you're running short on other nutrients. You're going to be deficient in things like vitamin C. If you don't have fruit in your diet, you're going to be deficient in vitamins because you're not eating a lot of leafy greens and stuff like that. So do make sure you do your research and pay attention to what your body needs. I'm just telling you what I do. And I never run into a situation to where I'm like, oh crap, I don't have food on me. Might as well drive through a drive-through. If I'm going through a drive-through, it's intentional because I want to, not because I have to, because I'm starving and I don't have anything to eat. It takes so little time to prepare this food, guys, and honestly, it's how I went from 160 to 210. I literally gained all of that weight, all of that mass very quickly because I was able to literally focus and dial in on my diet, and I was relentless with it. It's so easy. Think about this. You wake up, you have a quick bowl of cereal, you're done. There's your breakfast. You're done. Don't worry about protein. We'll get protein in the next couple of meals. Don't worry about protein. Protein will come. Then we get in the kitchen, put on a pot of rice. A minute later, we're done with the rice. It's already done. Let it do what it's going to do. Then all you got to do is put chicken in a pan and let it just cook. You don't even have to do anything. Put a chicken breast in the pan, put the lid over it, let it steam, and just let it sit there until it's white. Halfway through, flip it, and then literally cut it up how you want it. You're good to go. I mean, it takes 10-20 minutes total for 3 to 4 meals for the day. And, you know, I know people generally spend about 20 to 30 to 40 minutes waking up, let alone doing something that's going to set them up for the rest of their life as far as discipline. You guys can do this. This is not rocket science. So I really want you to see how easy this is, you know. And I was getting in 250 to 300 grams of protein a day. You know, if I was running behind on protein, I'd add an extra scoop on my protein shake. But other than that, you never really need more protein. As long as you're getting your grams and pound per body weight, you really don't need more protein. Anything extra is just because you want to. It's all going to the same place. I mean, my biggest thing is with protein, you just want to get your body weight, and then anything extra is just luxurious. But I don't, if I'm running behind on protein and I'm not to my grams and pounds of body weight, I'll add extra scoops in the protein shake. But other ways you can do it is you can wake up and you can cook for every 2 days. You can do Sunday and you cook for a whole week. You can do Monday and Wednesday and Saturday. It just depends on what you want to do. But the biggest thing with bodybuilding meal prep is you got to start somewhere. Get you some great Tupperware. Want to get you some, you know, cheap Tupperware that's pretty sturdy. You don't want that flimsy Walmart crap. You want to invest a couple of dollars more because you're going to be using this stuff all the time. Prep your food, take it with you, get a lunchbox, put it in there, whatever you got to do, just make sure you're doing it. And like I said, I'm on a rant right now. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours, and I still wouldn't cover everything that I know about meal prep. In the next coming videos, we're going to be talking about meal timing. We're going to be talking about protein requirements, carb requirements, fat requirements. We're going to talk about what these do in the body as a bodybuilder, why you would want more of one than the other, how to set up your diet. We're also going to be talking about training, splits, and principles. So be sure to stay tuned for those. As I said before, I'm on a rant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot out of it. Just helped you to think outside the box a little bit. I'm very big on these meal prep things because when I say it is by far the most important, that is an understatement. I stayed 160 pounds for over 13 years, guys. It wasn't until the past couple of years that I actually gained over 50 pounds of solid beef on my frame. And yes, some of it was body fat, but I was strong as an ox. And how did I do it? Meal prep. It took 13 years for it to kick into my thick skull. Once I got it, I did it, I executed, and you guys can too. The whole reason of this video. Thank you again so much for all your support, all your love. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you on board. Appreciate all your comments. Like the video if you thought it was great. Share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode, episode 5 of Bodybuilding Fundamentals. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll talk to you soon.
Artlist.io